And beginning the bulletin tonight, former President J.J Rawlings says Ghana stands the risk of importing water if the destruction of the environment and illegal mining is not checked. He made the observation at this year's 37th anniversary of the 1979 June 4 uprising in Accra.
Our failure to inculcate a culture of tree planting, continued hacking down of trees, is the quickest way to invite the desert into our country. Today, the poor rainfall trend has made the Akosombo and the Bui dams reach irrelevance and anachronism in our quest for sustainable electricity. Yesterday marked the first anniversary of the June 3rd disaster at the Gold Station near the Kwame Nkrumah Circle. A host of factors include the siting of structures on our waterways, lack of effective monitoring, fuel dumps, and the indiscriminate dumping of refuse into our drains conspired to cause that terrible disaster. Responsibility as a government and people to ensure that the right actions are taken and sustained, so we don't encounter such a painful disaster again.
So let's stay on this very issue. Let's go on to the phone to speak to Dr. Edward Brenya, who is a senior lecturer at the Department of History and Political Science at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology on this very developing story. Now, good evening, sir, and thanks for your time.
Good evening.
Now, former President Rawlings raised concerns at the rate of environmental degradation. Will you say it is a challenge that authorities have failed to address, or we can say Ghanaians generally are to be blamed for this?
I think both things. We cannot blame only the executives, the officials, without blaming the Ghanaians. But more importantly, we know that since the authorities are the one in charge and the ones who are supposed to promulgate and implement laws to prevent individuals from encroaching on some of these environmental areas, the blame could perfectly be placed at the gate of the authorities, but individuals also equally could share in that blame.
Now, let's look at some other issues that he raised, one on corruption. Now, former President Rawlings also said that some cowards in government are unhappy with the tough stance on corruption. Will this in any way mar the kind of relationship he as a party founder has with the ruling government?
Oh, absolutely not. We know President Rawlings has always been critical about individuals within the NDC, right from his government up to this point. We've seen him use strong things like "baby with sharp teeth" and all this, but none of them prevented him from being part of the campaign. One thing is clear, that Rawlings, as we may sometimes force ourselves to agree, Rawlings is a strong factor in the NDC. Many would agree, even though when we're going to the Atta Mills election, we'd all know very well that Rawlings played a very critical role. When Atta Mills went into election in 2008 alone, the first round Atta Mills lost to Nana Akufo-Addo. The second round that Atta Mills would eventually emerge as the winner at times, it was Rawlings that actually won the election, because Rawlings was down there campaigning when Atta Mills himself had not gone there. And we all know that Rawlings continued to be a key factor in the NDC, and we can see from the last election of the officials that you can see that President Mama has also realized the importance of the Rawlings factor. So therefore, the last election, that the last executive, both national and regional executives that were elected, you see more and more of individuals that are more, if you would, somehow inclined to Rawlings coming back and taking position in the NDC. That tells a lot, and that tells you that Rawlings is still very relevant when it comes to. And that would also tell you that when it comes to campaigning, I don't really see Rawlings distancing himself. Many will not be happy with the comments that he made, but that is not the president. And the president is the one who is going for elections. The president is the one who needs Rawlings' vote. And I think the president enjoyed a very cordial relationship with ex-President Rawlings, which in itself would allow Rawlings to join the campaign team, but the individuals that are not happy with him will not matter.
Now, you've seen former President Rawlings accuse or, in a way, lambast some officials in government in recent times. We are barely 6 months away from the general elections. Do you see him campaigning on the platform of the NDC?
Absolutely. That's what I said. He's not criticizing the press. Sometimes he does criticize the policies of the press. Is Rawlings appeased with Mahama? Absolutely, yes. I don't see anything that is between Rawlings and Mahama that would actually prevent Rawlings from supporting Mahama's bid for the second term. The problem of Rawlings is with individuals, certain ministers and other appointees of government who are corrupt, and those are the ones that he has consistently complained about. So I don't think the target is at the president. It's not about the president. It's a party that he formed. It's a party that he always loved to see in power. And I don't think that because he's criticizing the actions of individuals whom he does not only criticize, but sometimes move to see that some of those people are removed in office, I don't think that alone would actually prevent Rawlings from joining the NDC campaign. And I think that his president even worked to cleanse some of the corruption or individuals who are corrupt within the party. And he's been doing it and he continues to do that.
And you don't see the man in any dilemma of a sort in the run-up to the elections, especially considering the fact that the wife is also contesting for the presidency of the Republic?
Oh, but the wife contested in previous elections, but that didn't.
She couldn't contest. She couldn't contest.
I'm sorry. Yes, what I'm saying is that she showed up, but eventually withdrew. I mean, we didn't actually see the wife actively join the NDC. I don't think that the fact that Nana Kennedy is. Oh, first of all, we are not even sure if by the time we go to election she will still remain on the ticket. We are not sure. That is something that we leave to future. But if she's actually on the ticket, I don't think Rawlings would actually neglect NDC because the wife is contesting.
We have seen him on the a number of times joining the NDP to especially recently at the trade fair when they held their congress. He was there to support the wife.
Was it not the case when they were in Kumasi? Was it not the case when they came to the congress in Kumasi? He was there. He was also at Kumasi. But the point is that that actually takes Rawlings away from the NDC. Is Rawlings leaving the NDC because Konadu Agyeman formed NDP? Absolutely not. He's still the founder. It is his party. He's going to have a situation where, if you will, he has to, in a way, if it's possible, divide himself. But I don't really think that Rawlings is actually going to neglect Mahama's campaign or NDC because the wife formed the NDC. Rawlings will remain Rawlings. Rawlings will fight to ensure that NDC is actually a formidable party, that NDC win election. And he will do that, and I foresee him actually, where it becomes necessary, actually getting on the campaign team to make sure that Mahama actually wins the election.
We're grateful for your contribution tonight. Dr. Edward Brenya, he's a lecturer, History and Political Science Department, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology.